Hey everyone. Thanks for clicking on today's epic history video about one of antiquity's most monumental conflicts, the First Roman-Jewish War of 6670 AD, and culminated with the destruction of Jerusalem and the Temple. It represented a major turning point in the history of Judaism and early Christianity. Causes of the war: tensions between Jews and Romans had been building for decades before full-scale war erupted in 66 AD. The Judean province was hotbed of religious zealotry and anti-Roman sentiment. Several factors exacerbated tensions. 1. High taxes and oppressive fiscal policies. Roman procurators overtaxed the populace to raise funds for the empire. 2. Cultural religious clashes. Pagan Roman practices like idolatry clashed with Jewish customs across Judea. 3. Roman interference in temple affairs. Romans took over the appointment of the high priest, offending Jewish sensibilities. 4. Unrest over Roman rule. Zealotry and Jewish nationalism increased, with many seeking an independent Jewish state. 5. Poor governance. Incompetent and corrupt Roman governors like Albinus and Florus intensified Jewish anger. The outbreak of war tensions reached a boiling point when the Roman procurator Gessius Florus confiscated treasure from the Jerusalem temple in 66 AD. Incensed Jews began the revolt, overrunning the Roman garrison in Jerusalem and defeating the governor's troops in Beth Horon. The war had begun. Early phase Jewish victories. Jewish rebel forces took control of Jerusalem and much of Judea, defeating the Roman garrisons piecemeal. Gentile populations were massacred in cities like Caesarea. The remaining Roman troops rallied on the coast under General Gallus. His legions were ambushed and crushed at Beth Horon in 66 AD in a major Jewish victory. The charismatic priest Eleazar made the Temple Mount his fortress, renaming himself as John of Gischala, one of the revolt's prominent leaders. With Judea in rebel hands, Roman general Vespasian was dispatched in 67 AD to spearhead Rome's response. Roman counteroffensive. Fall of Galilee. Vespasian's forces invaded Galilee, systematically conquering and pillaging Jewish strongholds like Jaffa and Jotapata. By 68 AD Vespasian had taken most of the region, perpetrating major massacres like at Magdala. With Galilee subdued, Judea and Jerusalem lay open to Roman invasion. Civil war erupts. Vespasian becomes emperor in 69 AD. Civil war erupted in the empire after Nero's suicide. Vespasian left the Jewish campaign temporarily to stake his claim as Roman emperor, leaving his son Titus to lead the war effort. Masada and Jerusalem. Titus crushes the revolt, with Jerusalem factionalized under leaders like Simon Bar Giora, John and Eleazar. Titus restarted the Roman offensive, taking the towns of Engedi, Herodium and Machaerus by 70 AD. After a brutal 7-month siege, the Romans sacked Jerusalem, destroyed the temple completely and ended the revolt. Pockets of isolated resistance like the mountain fortress of Masada held out until 73 AD. Aftermath and impact. The destruction of the Second Temple was an earth-shattering event for the Jewish nation. God's covenant with the Jewish people was called into question. Rabbinic Judaism gathered the remnants of the nation, centered around local places of study and prayer called synagogues. Christianity, which started as a dissident movement within Judaism, took the destruction of the temple as evidence of the new covenant described in the Gospels. The neutralization of militant rebel groups like the Sicarii Zealots removed a source of intermittent instability as Christians spread across the empire. While the First Roman-Jewish War had been devastating, tensions would persist, ultimately resulting in two more catastrophic wars: the Kitos War, 115–117 AD, which fueled Jewish diaspora, and the massive Bar Kokhba Revolt, 132–135 AD, which killed hundreds of thousands and led to the banning of Jews from Jerusalem. So in summary, the First Roman-Jewish War of 6670 AD represented a pivotal calamity that decimated Judea, upended Judaism with the loss of the Temple, provided space for the growth of Christianity, and ultimately set the stage for later revolts as the Jews and Romans remained at odds. So in this video we covered the tipping point of tensions, the revolt's initial success, Rome's brutal comeback, the sack of Jerusalem, and the huge impacts on Jews, early Christians, and the Roman Empire. If you enjoyed this format, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.